Game prices have been all over the place lately. Now, about 6 months ago, I did a video where I talked about how GameCube prices were going through the roof. Now, last week, I compared 5 games from last week to 6 months ago, and we're gonna do part 2 here. I've got 5 games here that I want to show you what the value is currently and what the value was 6 months ago. So let's see if these games are still worth as much as they were, or if they've gone up or down in value. Now, before we get started, I will say I am using a price charting prices, which fluctuate based on how much games sell on eBay, Amazon, and a few other places. So if you don't like my pricing, don't blame me. It's already something that's out there. I just use this as a benchmark, and so I can provide you with information on how much these games are worth and compared to how much they were worth. Now, I first off am starting with Mario Party 7. If you love Mario Party or you love the GameCube, this was a must-have back in the day, and it's still a must-have today for the GameCube. But what is the price difference? Now, if you look at price charting right now, it is worth $64. But if you go back 6 months, this game was worth $57. So it's gone up $7 in value, which is pretty awesome considering you may have just had this sitting on your game shelf like I did. Now, yes, I do take this out and play it, but to see the value go up $6 or $7 in 6 months, it's not really an investment, but I play the game and have some fun, so I'm not gonna complain when the price goes up. Now, we talked about Mario Party 7, but there are a few more awesome GameCube games that you must own. And I think Zelda Wind Waker has to be like the end-all be-all. You must own this on the GameCube if you have a GameCube, because this is an amazing game. It's an awesome Zelda game. The artwork is beautiful. Everything about this game is awesome. And so I feel like this is a game that you would want to have in your collection. Now, if you have this in your collection right now today, I am looking up the prices, and the prices are $66 currently, or if you had it 6 months ago, it was $63. So only a $3 difference. That's not actually that much, which is cool because it didn't go down in value. It actually increased a little bit, but this is a game that I would keep in my collection no matter what. So I am definitely going to keep this and not sell it. But I think that's a pretty cool thing to see, that this game came up a little bit in price. Who doesn't love Mario Kart Double Dash? This is an amazing game. If you love Mario Kart, and this is probably my favorite Mario Kart game, you should definitely have this on the GameCube. Now, this is one where you could play in the same cart with 2 people. It's actually really awesome. And arguably, this is the best Mario Kart game. Well, some people like to say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best, but when I think about it, I always think of this game. So for me, I think this has to be up there for me. But if you have this game currently, it is worth $68. But if you had it 6 months ago, it was worth $70. So this actually ended up losing $2 in value, which kind of sucks. But to be honest, that value didn't really change much. The market on games goes up and down, especially over 6 months worth. For it only going down $2, I wouldn't really consider that a loss. I would consider that probably, depending on how you sell it, some places you might get $2 more, sometimes you might get $2 less. It just depends on how it is the day you sell it and all that. But I'm keeping this in my collection, obviously. 6 months ago, we would have been talking about Animal Crossing, and it would have been all the rage because the game had came out on the Switch about 4 to 6 months earlier, and so the Animal Crossing prices skyrocketed, which meant that this game was worth more about 6 months ago than it is now. And that actually is pretty true. Now, I looked at the prices, and the price for this game right now is $51. But if you go back 6 months ago, this was actually worth $6. So that is a $9 difference, which over 6 months, you might not think is much, but that's a big value out of this game. That's like 15%. That just sucks. Anytime you have a game that you play or a game on your game shelf and you look it up and you see wow, that just lost 15% of the value in 10 months, 6 months, something 8 months. It kind of sucks, but to be honest, this is an awesome game. I understand why those games were, the prices for this game back 6 months ago were inflated, and now it's kind of settling back down. So if you can find this game for around 50 bucks, that's a good deal. But I did want to talk about this one because yes, it did go down in value the further we are out from New Horizons coming out on the Nintendo Switch. And last but not least, we cannot talk about my GameCube collection or GameCube prices without mentioning Zelda Twilight Princess. Now, yes, this did come out on the Wii and the GameCube at the same time, but the GameCube version is worth way more than the Wii version. So if you're gonna pick one up and you want to be cheap, pick up the Wii version. But if you want a game that's gonna hold its value, pick up the GameCube version. This game currently is worth about $112 according to price charting. And if we look 6 months ago, this game was worth $95. So yes, this game in 6 months has gone up $17. That's pretty awesome. Now, if you look at it, that's about 17%, give or take a percentage, but that's a good buy. Now, we talked about the last game being worth less with Animal Crossing, but this game is actually worth 15 to 17% more 6 months later. And why is that, you think? Well, this is one of the hard games to get, especially on the GameCube. It was one of the last in the series of Zelda itself, but also one of the last games, if not the last game, on the GameCube. So this game is worth a lot of money, and I see this value only going up. So there we have it. We talked about 5 games from the Nintendo GameCube that are worth a lot of money. Now, some of these games, as you can tell, went up in value, some of them went down in value, and some of them actually stayed the same. But I want you to know that the GameCube is a system that I think in the future will be worth more money than it is today, but that's only because of how limited the games are. Now, if you consider how Nintendo took the GameCube as a failure, I think this is going to be worth some money in the future. Now, am I telling you to go out and invest? No, I'm not telling you that. But I'm telling you, if you want GameCube games, you should probably buy them before the prices go up even more. Now, I know they're up there right now, but I have a feeling they're going to keep going up. Now, if you remember how the Nintendo 64 prices went skyrocket, I think this is up next. So be prepared. If not currently, it's going to keep going up. So I feel like this, looking at the last 6 months, was an indicator of how this is not going to lose its money anytime soon. Even though some games will, but most games probably won't. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video and why you liked it or disliked it. With that being said, that's 5 games on the GameCube. The prices from 6 months ago to today. That's all I got for you. Peace.